Hey, what's up? Scott Balkum here with Imagination Creation Films, and guess what? It's Friday. It's a wonderful day to talk about filmmaking, and you know what? You should join us. Yeah. Got the intro working. I think it's working. Pretty sure it's working. Won't really know for a while, but somebody will jump in and say, hey, it's not working. And they're probably right because usually it's not. But it is Friday. This is May 24th. And man, we got lots of stuff to talk about. Lots and lots of stuff to talk about. Every kind of camera known to man. Oh, I didn't grab my old GoPro. Oh, well. Oh, man. How is everyone doing out there in the wonderful world of live streams with messaging going on? That's always nice, isn't it? I guess it's rough being popular. I wouldn't know I'm not popular, but hey, Jim, you got in the intro. Nice. It's not Thursday, Simon. It's not Thursday. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Now I got to pop out the chat because you freak me out. You can't do that. Oh man, how is everyone doing? I think everything's working. I think it's actually working. I've learned in OBS to just test it ahead of time. And the way to do that is just to record. OBS is how I do all of my screen capturing tutorials, but it will do exactly this in a recording as well. So if I wanted to record this just in OBS, then you can do it there. So right beforehand, I just do a little quickly recording and then play it back, just so I'm not caught off guard now because, it's getting so embarrassing to do that. Oh, yeah, a little sweaty. It's hot out there in the world. Oh, so let's see. Oh, you can't even see them. Let's just move them where you can see them. How's my facial lighting? Is it looking good? Is it looking sexy? Looking nice? I've got a light I've been testing. See, just a little bit under the eyes. Just to kind of bring it out. Let's see if it helps. Here I am talking normally, and here I am not talking normally. Is that making a good difference? I feel like it is. It's actually a really cool light. I can't take credit for it. It was DSLR video shooter that found them. I had actually been looking for something similar to just kind of test out, and he found one, and the price is really, really hard to beat. $20 on eBay. No, on Amazon. And I'll after the show, I'll put a link down below, but this is it. It's a little tiny rechargeable light, and it gets really bright. It's designed for closets, but it works. Hey, Tyler, how's it going? Let's see. Thursday was one of my favorite bands back like 15 years ago. Yeah, that's true. Jim says, so after using the Osmo Action, do you still think it's going to kill GoPro? Yes. So a couple of things about the Osmo Action. Why live streaming? Just letting the wife know. So the Osmo Action, there was a lot of comments, including in my video and some others, where people were saying there was a defect in the front screen. And they said the way to find it was to put water on the front screen and then record for like 30 minutes or 20 minutes. I've had no issue. I've tested it. I've submerged it. I've let it run 30 minutes. Nothing happens. There's no problem. I saw it on one person's camera where it kind of shows up behind the screen and then it goes away. But so is it going to kill GoPro? Yeah, I think it is for a couple of reasons. Well, let me preface by saying it's not killing GoPro right now. But it is ahead of GoPro, and with some firmware updates, it is going to kill GoPro. Gosh, I hope that doesn't demonetize me. If you're listening, just talking about cameras and the competition. So the things that I've noticed about it that need to be fixed. Number one, sharpening. Sharpening, it's too sharp. If you ever ran the DJI Mavic and you didn't turn your sharpening down, you know how sharp that image is? That's what this looks like. And I'm sure that looks great for action camera footage, for skiing down a hill, but for filmmaking, I don't like it. I've never used it on any of them. The 7, the 5, all these I turned down sharpening down -2. And then you can always add it back in, but you can't take it away. So sharpening can't be turned on or off. Don't like that. That can be fixed with a firmware update very easily. Let's see, the next things. I've been playing with time-lapse a lot. I've only put that one video out, but I've been doing night time-lapses. And although this is not going to replace a DSLR for doing Milky Way shots or anything, it actually works. It actually gets some night exposures, and they're noisy, but it gets them. Some of them can't get them. Right now I've been running 1600 ISO with a 25 second exposure, and it's an f2.8 lens, so that works out to that. It's not super bright as far as the Milky Way goes, but it's absolutely capturing the stars, and it doesn't look horrible. I'm going to experiment. I've been doing it with, there's video mode and then there's photo mode. Photo mode is the higher quality because you capture it 4,000 by 3,000, which is 12 megapixels. The problem is it won't let you record more than, I guess it's 4 hours on time-lapse. So I had it plugged in with this battery, which, by the way, this battery and this thing will run like a day. So there's no problem there. But it only captured 4 hours, and then it stopped. It didn't overheat, didn't do anything. It just only will go that far. Video mode, so there's a time-lapse to video where it will automatically stitch together and create a MOV or a MP4 using the stills. I'm going to experiment with that because that has an unlimited record time. Now, the negative to that is you're not going to get RAW. And, RAW really allows you to modify the images, and you can shoot time-lapse with RAW here. So there's a lot of things to play with there. Let's see. You can't buy batteries. That stinks. I wish they had some, but that's going to get fixed. The filters, they're on order. I've got them. They'll be here next week. Of course, I'll be at Cinegear, so it doesn't really matter. They're magnetic. That's why this is metal. That's kind of cool. So they figured that out. So I couldn't figure out why this was knurled. It was pre-thought up for magnetic attachment of filters. What are some other interesting things? HDR. What was it on HDR? HDR, I think you can't really do manual mode, I think is what it was. Let's see. Oh, okay, quit. HDR, I think, yeah. So HDR, you cannot do manual exposure. That's no good. That's, what's the point there? Because I'd want to use HDR to play with all the cool things that HDR has to offer. Let's see here. HDR. HDR doesn't have Rocksteady, which honestly I don't care. If I'm going to do HDR, it's going to be things that they're looking like HDR as far as beautiful and all that. Also, it's not HDR. Let's not call it HDR. They're calling it HDR, but it's not. It is not triggering HDR. It's not doing anything of the sort. It just changes the, I guess, the gamut and a little bit of a grading curve that they put on it to really kind of enhance and make it in its own color format, make it look more HDR. It does look better. I will give it that. But no manual? I don't know. Let's see. What were some other things? People were complaining about Rocksteady, how easy it was to turn off, that you have to slide it down, or slide it up, and then you turn it on, and then you slide it back down. And you can't really see it on here, but the menu, it would be on the, Rocksteady would be at the top right. So if you grabbed it and slid it down from the top right, Rocksteady would be turned off. I never had the problem. I don't understand why everybody's so complaining about it. What other things was I noting? Oh man, what were the things in my video? Let's see. Battery life is actually pretty good. It's better. It's noisy as hell after 800. It's kind of noisy at 800. The slow-mo on it is really good. I remember what it was now. The slow-mo, if you look at that hummingbird shot on my footage, the slow-mo is so much clearer. And we're not talking about sharpening, because when you turn sharpening back on these, it wasn't any clearer. It just, I think you're blowing out the bit rate, honestly. Whereas this one is 100 megabits. The GoPro Hero 6 and 7 are 83. The Hero 4 is, or Hero 5, I think, is 60. So this has much better looking slow motion footage. I'm interested in why they don't have H.265. I feel like that's something they could easily do, and they don't. I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm not going to insert an SD card. Okay, got it. Thank you. That's cool. So what do y'all think? Big time. Hey, Craft Show. All right, buddy. Come on, turn off. You're embarrassing me in front of all my friends. Wow. There we go. Let's see here. Jim says, how they're doing it to themselves. Yep. Let me just move this over just a wee bit so I can see. Perfect. Yep, got it. All right. Let's see. Jamie says the stream sucks. Stream always sucks, Jamie. You know that. Get all these pretty little action cameras, all pretty maids, all lined up in a row. Name that movie. Craft Show, let's see, how the hell are you? Yep, good. So are you going to give me your other action cams? Do you want one, Jamie? Which one do you want? And I'll tell you if I'm going to give it to you. By the way, I call you big time not answering Jamie about the history. That's kind of funny, actually. It would be funny if you were answering. Wait, I just saw a notification. What was it? I want to make sure. Okay, all right, Craft Show just uploaded a video. I didn't want to make sure I wasn't killing your live stream. More people watch your live stream anyway. Jamie says, I'm watching you at the airport. The Wi-Fi here is horrible. Jamie, get off that Wi-Fi. Your machine is about, your phone is about to be owned. That is really, really bad. That is the most pawned Wi-Fi on the planet. But yeah, if y'all didn't see earlier, this little light right here, this guy, DSLR video shooter, Caleb was talking about it. It's a little closet light. It's not my idea. That's why I was giving him credit for it. But yeah, it's $20 on Amazon. It is, let's see if we can brighten this up. It's a pretty bright light. It's also bicolor. So it also flashes SOS for some reason in your closet. I'm not really sure why that's necessary, but it's got a magnetic base. It's completely rechargeable. That's tricolor technically. It mixes the colors. Let me dim that back down. There we go. So yeah, I'll be putting a link into the description down below, but yeah, $20 on Amazon. have a couple of those. They'll be great to like throw in the back just to kind of highlight some stuff, kind of mess with some practicals. Let's see here. Craft Show says, nope, it's a work sample vid rebuilding the old website. Oh, nice. Okay. Jim says, so apparently the USB plugs in the walls of the airports. Oh, yeah, Jim, I saw that. Interesting. Oh, I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Somebody gives you a USB port, but what they're doing is they're attaching to your phone. That should trigger, though. Like on an iPhone, if you plug that in, it's going to pop up on your iPhone, so-and-so's trying to access. Would you like to give them access? So maybe not such a good idea. I did see the one where people were putting stickers of wall outlets and USB on the wall. That cracked me up. People go up and try to plug into it. Let's see, or new one. Let's say you plug your phone in and they get your info. Well, I mean, it's a thing that they're talking about now in Austin, where they were stealing your card information on gas stations. Well, now they're actually the key is a generic key for the gas pumps. So they just go in with these fake security seals. They open up the gas pump. They slip a device in between these readers, which apparently they're all the same readers. And then they put it in there, lock it back, and put a sticker over it, come back the next night and grab it. And they're skimming everybody's information that way. So, yeah, I don't know. So, Jamie, which GoPro did you want? You want the GoPro Hero 3? That what you want? You want the GoPro Hero 3? It would come with a really nice case. Look at that case, man. You could no wait, this is the case it would come with. Look at this thing. This is a brute. You could submerge it. It comes with batteries. It's yeah, look at that bad boy. Whoa. This could be yours, Jamie. Could be yours. Let's see here. The key, don't get I caught myself there, Tyler. I thought for a second, well, how you gonna? And then I was like, oh, yeah. So Tyler has a Tesla, so yeah, I can't wait till they own that. Oh man, we're gonna be laughing at you. People be driving by, grabbing your Tesla, and tell it, go to my house. It'll just drive there. Jim, but I always have gas. This is true. It was a long drive that we had together. We shared a few experiences. Let's see here. Crabso says, I'm still really bummed about the Blackmagic G2 issue. Was really looking forward to making a relatively simple and boring shoot have that far's worth of fun to it. Craft Show, do you mind if I share that story? I'm not going to take your wind from you, but I will share it if you allow me to. Let's see. Yeah, Tyler. Yeah, you're a stinker, buddy. You're a stinker. Let's see here. Trying to clean up. I mean, after this GoPro shootout, it was kind of a mess around here. I mean, you can see over here, it's just piles and piles. I've got books over here. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite books on an upcoming video, just because I feel like people might want to know. Also, I'm not much of a book reader. I don't really have a reading disability, but I have a reading comprehension. And I'm not going to call it a disability. I just can't comprehend reading something unless I'm like completely into it. It is really hard for me to read more than a paragraph and then I'm done. But these books all really worked for me, so I thought I would share those. Drew says, go ahead. So Drew at Craft Show was working on a short commercial and had the new G2 from Blackmagic, the Ursa Mini Pro 4.6 G2 are in. And so he wanted to use one of those. So he reserved it, went to go pick it, or before he went to go pick it up, they called him and said, hey, we're sorry, it's bricked. We can't get it to work. They of course, gave him all of his money back. It was a good rental house. They did the right rental house thing. But Drew was going to go get to try the G2. He was really excited because, the camera specs are really kind of amazing. And, I've seen some footage from it. It looks pretty cool. But it was bricked. And apparently that's not the first bricked G2 out there. So, wow, I'm a little apprehensive about this. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. That sounds a little concerning. Blackmagic, they don't exactly have a stellar reputation. They work so hard at trying to be first that they fail at being right and being good. So they'll announce something and it'll have all these great specs, and then they'll deliver it a year later and some of the specs have changed. And then a year later, they fix it all and have a new version. And this happens a lot. The Ursa Mini 4.6 had a lot of problems at first. Not to mention the fact that it didn't ship forever. Then they finally fixed it. Then they fixed all the problems with it and came out with the Ursa Mini Pro. Now you've got the Ursa Mini Pro G2, which has a new sensor. Well, it's a newer sensor. They've updated it, and a couple of other feature sets that they have updated. And now they've got problems again. The Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, same problem. They released it. There were problems with it. They had to quietly fix the problems. I can't quite go into detail on that. You can find the problems out there, but they're jumping their own gun and they're costing themselves. If they would just wait, don't be first, be second, third, fourth, whatever, but be good, it'll be far better than being first. Yeah. Let's see here. Shared some great rip-roaring good times, right, Jim? Let's see here. Hey, Kerwin, you all packed up? You making your trip down here? That's the good thing about military is they will do it all for you. That's cool. Jim says, sounds typical Blackmagic. Crosses my fingers regarding the new Pocket 4K. Yeah. The new version of the Pocket 4K has that issue fixed. Something happened. The live stream replay of the chat is not coming back in the videos later. I don't know what that is. If anybody knows, let me know. It used to do it. Now it doesn't. Also, we'll see today. Are we going to get one of the... Oh, thanks, Kerwin. Appreciate that, buddy. When you get up there, I'm going to drive up to your base, and I'm going to take you to Whataburger. We'll see today if we get the trolls. Last week, the trolls were something fierce. And I thought about moderating all the live chat, and I thought, no, it's never happened before, and I think it's I think it's just a drive-by trolling. Let's see here. Hey, Gerald, how are you, buddy? Let's see, packing and listening to you at the same time. Well, that's good. I'm kind of like talk radio. Oh, what is that? Oh, normally I'm playing something with my fingers. I thought this was a little ball of Velcro. It was actually the end of a cigar. So it's just like stuff's just coming off. I'm like, no, my Velcro. It was cigar tobacco. Let's see. Hey, Hamill brothers. Well, which one is it? Is it Jacob or Ross? How are you? One of you guys. Kerwin, I'm holding to Kerwin, buddy. Yeah, we're going to Whataburger. It's a thing. Oh dang trolls, you have my sword. Yeah, Jim, last week was something wild. We had, I think, maybe eight trolls, probably all the same troll, would join. At first, they would just drop a comment that was just outlandish, and so I'd block them. Then they started coming in and asking questions, but it didn't take very long to figure out that the questions they were asking had nothing to do, they didn't have any knowledge of it, so they were trying to ask a question so that they could then put out their stupid little troll thing. But yeah, it was pretty wild last week. Let's see here. Simon, you could do better than Whataburger. Oh, Simon, buddy. We didn't even go to Whataburger while you were here. What are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, yeah, pizza's better than Whataburger, but Whataburger, yeah, you try some of that in Philly. You try saying something about Philly cheesesteaks in Philly. Man, Hamill Brothers, the trolls have arrived. Yeah. Let's see. Both Hamill Brothers? Oh, nice. So we got Ross over here and Jacob over here, right? Yep. Yeah, you guys always sit the same way. Right there. I can see I'm pointing at you right over here. That's you. Ross and Jacob's over here. Let's see here. Oh. Also, if anybody wants to participate in the Guess What camera I'm streaming with today. Yep. See what guesses we can get going on here. Let's see here. Yeah, buddy. Yep. Let's see. Bring it, Shorty. Yes, we did. We went at 1 a.m. We did? Oh, we did. That's right. We did that in Manor. We stopped. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. But you didn't like it? Come on, man. Come on, it was so good. Hey, Justin, how are you? Whataburger's a Texas staple. Exactly. Man, I haven't seen you on here, Justin. Good to see you. Justin is local here in Austin. He's a excellent DP cinematographer out there. Gerald says, I feel like I have arrived now. I just got my first company offering me free product to review. Was it an Amazon company from China offering you something that has nothing to do with what you do? I don't understand it, but I get requests almost daily from Amazon selling companies. And they all want to send me either a camping light for my head, a lantern, or a flashlight. Am I on some list for campers out there? It makes no sense. Ross said, the poor Russian orphan girl, the poor little Russian orphan girl needs a sumo to feed her family is here. Yeah, so if y'all don't know the story, so Ross, last year at NAB, they give away a bunch of stuff at the Atomos booth. And Ross went to the bathroom, and the bathroom was right next to the Atomos booth. He was in the bathroom, and they called out his ticket. And then as he came out, rushing as fast as he could, he didn't even wash his hands. I mean, nasty. Came out just disgusting. And they moved along before he could get to the stairs to give him. So they moved along and they gave the prize to someone else. Well, he was at a party this time, this past NAB, and he ran into the president there, and he just kind of told him the story. And the president's like, "Hey, well, I guess we owe you we owe you a sumo then." So yeah. So when the next day he had to go and talk to, I guess, the marketing person or whatever, but the president brought the story up over the loudspeaker to everybody that was there at NAB, and was telling the story. Ross was off somewhere else, probably in the bathroom again, Ross. and he the story had changed, but the president couldn't remember it and was like, yeah, the guy broke his leg running from across the other way, and so, all kinds of things. So we kind of adapted that story a little bit, and it got to the point where Ross is a poor little orphan girl from Russia who needs a sumo monitor. Yeah, that was the story. Kerwin, you've never been to Whataburger. Oh man. So the very best thing that they have is seasonal, and it's not out right now. But we'll get you hooked up with a good Whataburger. Simon says, wasn't bad, but it's a fast food burger to me. Well, that's what burgers are supposed to be, fast food. Justin says, good to see you as well. Had time to join today. Thanks for the shout. Absolutely. Yeah, I need to get over to the studio there in Bastrop. Are you over there a bunch? I noticed you were doing a couple of things over there. I've not been over there. I drove by it. I sent them an email once. I said, please let me reshoot your intro for your video because your YouTube video is horrible. It was shot on like a DJI Phantom 1. It was just really bad and no response. Let's see. Gerald says almost. Yeah, Chinese company, but at least it's photography related. Well, what was it? Generically, what was it? Let's see, Hamill Brothers, he also had a broken foot. He also had a broken foot. Well, yeah, that's what it was. He had a broken foot, and he didn't wash his hands. That's what it was. So what's everybody working on this week? I almost live streamed from the pool today. I get the pool open, and I was enjoying it last night, and I thought, wow, it would be so nice to be out there floating with a live stream. However, I just didn't feel like, this is like a white bounce card when I take this shirt off, and that might be just too much for the channel to handle. Justin says, I'm not, but we're going to hold another Red workshop there July 13th. And I agree about the website video. I told her in the email, it's like, I'll do it for free. And just, or swap out some studio time, whatever. Just let me do it for you. And no response. Man. It was a speed booster, EF to micro four thirty. Well, that's kind of cool. Nice. Well, you're big time. You're big time. All I get is camping lights and flashlights. They just finished the ads for the attorney. They look gorgeous. So what I was talking about. So the Hamill brothers that did this, they sent me a still of an attorney video they were doing, and it looked really, really nice. But I said, if I see an attorney do this in the video, I'm on a hurl, because every attorney video, you have the camera does a dolly to the side while the attorney does the in slow motion. It happens every attorney video. I just want someone to change the script, flip the script on the attorney videos. Tyler was on a deep eddy spot this week. That's nice. That's cool. Hey, man, if you ever need a grip or a PA or a coffee fetcher, just give me a call. Justin, well, that's a shame, but I'm sure your video will be 1,000 times better than what they currently have. Well, I mean, this session 5 would do 1,000 times better. So, Justin, how is Grid Share doing for you? I saw your camera out there. Is it working for you? I signed up a while back and got everything ready, and I just haven't posted anything. I'm a little apprehensive about it, little concerned. Hamill Brothers says, ha, 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 ha. Right. And they flip the script. Good. They've got the attorney doing this. Bill Howard, hola. Hey, Bill. Yeah, that's. I saw your little preview. Pretty good. I would give you some advice. It's okay sometimes, especially when you're shooting slow-mo and anything that is flowing motion, go ahead and put some warp stabilizer on there. Try it. It will be, it'll look good. There was a couple of shots that were nice and fluid, but they're a little shaky. If you throw some warp on there, I think it'll really improve. Also, when you're doing anything that you want like some super slow-mo on, shoot it in slow motion and like make your shutter speed super fast so that you get a very staccato, like 1,000th of a second if you can. And then you can go into warp stabilizer and do optical flow, and the optical flow will be able to read that really, really well, and you can get really slow motion. So something to think about. So Justin says, I've gotten more work through ShareGrid than I had by renting my helium package. Really? Is it that they just call you, or can you put work on that? I guess I don't know that ShareGrid has work. That's interesting. I get 90% of my work through referrals. That's how it works. I will work on that on the film edits. Yeah, Bill, you don't have to do all of it. I mean, not everything requires warp stabilizer. Not everything has to be super smooth. But there are some shots where you're kind of moving and you're doing it in slow motion and it's a little bumpy. And if you could put that in warp and fix that, I think it'll look nicer. Plus with your music is very, very cinematic and like it's building, so it would go really well with a nice smooth motion. But you know, my opinion and 2 cents will get you 2 cents. Bill says, thank you. You know, 2 months ago, I would not have any idea what you're talking about. And look at you now. Look at you now. That's awesome. Oh, it's going to be a good week. Everybody got plans for this holiday weekend? I've got friends coming over. We're going to float in the pool, drink margaritas, and smoke cigars the entire weekend. Oh, we're going to eat too. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Let's see here. What else is going on? I'm trying to think of what other things I was going to talk about today. Anybody got any questions on these action cameras? Because, I mean, they're out. Might as well talk about them. Sorry, getting texted. To answer the person who texted me, yes. Let's see here. Justin, now clients have called me after checking out my LinkedIn and website profile that were on glance. Worked out for the best. Red camera packages offered here that have killed the market. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I only saw, there were only 2 that were on ShareGrid. It was yours and Andrew's. And, you know Andrew Barrera, the Cambulance. Those are the only 2 when I signed up that were out there. I'd like to make money on my camera, but I like my camera. I'd rather not. My wife and I are going to photograph and video the black bears at Alligator River tomorrow at 4:45 a.m. Nice, Bill. Yeah, I can't do that. I am the bear distractor. If I show up, there will be no bears. And it proved true. It proved true with the last trip that I did with Tim and Jim and all those. We went places that had bears. But because I was there, no bears. You never got to see a bear. They just disappear. Gerald says, I'll be spending the weekend trying to educate myself on this new Sony camera purchase. Wow. Vastly different usage versus my Canon stuff. Yes, indeed it is. But I think you'll be happy. I think you will. It is nice. Bill asked, which Sony did he get? The A7 III, which is what Tyler shoots on. It's what Simon shoots on. It's a lot of them. Should be nice for the property, but yeah. Yeah, it's a fast camera, and it's got some really good dynamic range, better than the Canon 5D Mark III. Hopefully, you're going to let your partner shoot with it. Justin says, it was a tough choice for me to list, but all people hire me to DP when they rent my camera too, so it's been lucky. Yep. I wouldn't want to send the camera out without me, even though I have insurance. Yeah, that's exactly my way as well. I rent my camera, but it's always to people that I know. And someone who's, yeah, and I got them a nice deal, and it's that way I feel confident that it's going to be okay. But it would be tough for me to just let it go and it come back. I know, gosh, what's his name? The Scarlet W owner in Austin here. Gosh, every time I think of a name, it always escapes me. He rented his out. When he got it back, all the settings were just all over the place. And he took it to a shoot and he forgot to reset it. Oh, man, it was horrible. Let's see here. Gerald says, to Bill, exactly what I bought it for. Holy crap, the image quality and the dynamic range is shockingly better. Yeah, I think shockingly is a really good term. The A7 III from the Canon 5D is insanely better than it. Sometimes it's a little too sharp, so turn down the sharpening a little bit. But A7 III is beautiful. Bill Howard, by the way, I shot a house that every photo was portfolio worthy 2 weeks ago. Yesterday I shot the one that reminded me of a scene in the Amityville Horror with all the flies. That's cool. Yeah, I want to do. I'm gonna do some urbex. If y'all haven't heard about that, urban exploring. I've found that several of my friends and peers out there love that stuff, and they all want to do it. And there's even some people in Austin and some people that I went to high school with in Houston. They all love that stuff, and they all want to do it. So we're going to do that. We're also going to throw some ghost hunting in while we're at it, just for fun. Just inside baseball. I don't subscribe to the ghost hunting, but I'll ham it up. I'll let someone else be the main character, and I'll be like, "Oh, did you see that floating orb?" And it's a dust particle that's just floating in the air. But oh, is it time for Rex to say hello? It is. Rex is. What do we got? Oh, what is this? Wow. Okay. There's a person here. The person just walked into my studio. Is that the FedEx guy? Let's see here. Let's see here.
This guy needs a hand.
Yeah, turn that on, and he needs a hand. Yeah, he does. You want to give him a hand?
Give that guy a hand.
We have a guest in the studio today. Here's your chair.
Oh, okay.
We have a special guest in the studio. I mean, no, there he is. He's behind me. He's being coy and shy. Let's see here. Oh, Rex, calm down. Patrick Nassam rented my Red Mags the other week. One of the only people I would trust to take my equipment. And Magic. Yes, exactly. That's exactly who it was. And I always blank on names the moment that I need to use the name. But I know Magic. Let's see. Gerald says, Bill Howard, isn't that the way? We just finished a house for a player for the Washington Nationals. Today we did a rundown with no electricity in the condo. Nice. Jim says, yeah, dude, loop me in on. Okay, cool. All right. So, Jim, you know Chris York. Chris York is in on this. There's a friend from high school, Jimmy Mendez. Jimmy's been doing paranormal investigations for 20 years. He leads them. He does them all over Houston. He was part of a paranormal conference that they just started in Houston. So he's big and he's got all these connections, and so we've got some cool Urbex stuff coming on here. You all mic'd up?
I guess so.
Let's see if we got.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
I don't hear you. Did I? That's on. Did you turn yours on?
I didn't turn it
No.
on yet. No, it helps if it's on.
Oh, it really helps if it's on. There you go. Put that in your pocket.
Yeah.
You should.
Oh, you got
have-
a mixer for me. I see lights.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. There we go. Now we got Bill.
Oh,
now we got
hey
Bill.
now.
Come on in. Have a seat.
I'm coming in.
This will go down. There, it'll probably fall on you.
This would be a good time for a commercial.
A commercial.
break.
Oh, it's down all the way. Climb on. There you go.
I'll just stand.
Okay.
I'm short.
Bill is short. That's true.
Oh, I'm hitting the orb.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's glass too. You saw my grease head prints on it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Bill, Rex, calm down. Rex doesn't get to see Bill that often. Wow, you're the same height
Is the
as
new
me.
one?
That is the new one. Let's see.
I heard your review in the car.
Let's see. Gerald says, "Oh Lord, that sounds awful. The smell must have been intense from dripping from the ceiling. Ew, that's gross. They had 2 deodorizers and were making no effect." Jim says, "Oh sweet, I haven't met Chris York. Cool. Oh man, we got a.
Which one of these are you giving Jamie?
Well, Jamie hasn't responded.
Oh, you haven't responded.
Jamie was in the airport. I don't know where he's going, but he didn't.
I know.
respond.
Airport Wi-Fi.
Yeah, yeah. I think Jamie's gonna get like. I'll give him like the original HD. Oh, let's see.
This one actually had good. Is this the 4 or the 4? Oh, here 3. You have the 4.
That's the 4 black.
The
there.
4 black. The 4 silver. I love the audio on it. For some reason, the microphone, it just picks up bass like unbelievable.
So the Hero 5 had
when they
better
went-
audio.
When they went to that, I didn't like the audio. So.
The audio on the 5 is better than the 7. But
Jeez.
the audio on the Action is actually really good. It's low.
How can you tell the difference in these?
There's a 7 right there.
Oh, there they are.
And a slightly darker color. They're like, it's improved. We've darkened the color. The audio in this is not bad at all. I used it towards the end there when I was out on the road.
I haven't
Rex,
watched that yet.
Lay down. Let's see here. You are echoing a bit, Scott.
That's probably my mic.
Oh, it's
I'm close to you.
yeah. His mic is.
Let me
is
turn
picking
down
me
here.
up. Yeah, you can pick. Yeah,
Turn down
try
the-
that. Yeah, it's my audio is because of his audio.
There's probably a little bit of delay or something.
There's absolutely a delay because I'm going through HDMI here and then coming in. Honestly, I was going to run both of the mics through the mixer.
You should see a shotgun mic.
Well, it's yeah.
I mean, your hat idea is cool.
My head idea works.
You know, how about a hat-mounted shotgun mic? That would be even more fun.
Hey, how's it going? That wouldn't be vulgar at all. How's the echo now? Sound is messed up. Kevin Kelly. I bet you're just super, super hot. Pull you down. How about,
Do whatever.
there you go. Try that. Oh, are you okay?
Check. I bet did the battery run out? Oh,
No, you're there. All right. You should be fine. Well,
Sorry,
I mean,
guys.
we're live. What can I could run it.
I told him last minute. I said, "Hey, put something." I was gonna bring my guitar in. I didn't want to bring him out.
You're now good. He's too low. I can't. If I boost him, there's going to be an echo. There's.
We'll just keep it.
If you don't walk around, I could just use your audio. Yeah, you just pot yourself down a little bit, just like that. How's that, guys? Okay, well, it wouldn't be a Scott Balkum live stream if we didn't have some type of problem going on. But hey, it looks great, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
I heard you talking about these anchors. These are really good.
Those are really good. They have a bigger one too. They have a 28,000. This one is the 20,000, and this one.
If you're buying the little battery packs at Walgreens, and you're spending $25 or whatever, like
Right.
that, you're wasting your money. That's like $40. and
$40.
7 charges on a cell phone.
Oh yeah, and it'll run GoPros all day long. And I used to run my Sony, all my Sony cameras when they were time lapsing. They would run off of those. It was great. You're good now. He's too low. We can deal. Okay.
We're trying.
We are trying. We're trying all kinds of things. Let's see. There's
We
the.
make sure to put our phones in airplane mode before.
That's right.
Well, that is just the same on fan mode.
Oh, right. And then there's the. See the live stream there.
Yeah.
The GoPro footage. My dog is finally laid down. Oh yeah. So yeah, Bill is joining me for the festivities this weekend. We're going to float in the pool, drink lots of alcohol, eat meat, and smoke cigars. I mean, it's what better? It's going to be a nice weekend. It's going to be really nice. What?
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna sit here and pull up stuff. Where'd you get this?
Oh! That's that. No one's seen that. No. That was from the Red Party at NAB.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty nice.
You just like stole it.
Hey, Justin, are you going to Cinegear? I'm going next week. It's going to be cool. Oh, I'm going to be meeting up with my friends out there. We're going to be got a little posse. We're going to be cruising through everywhere. It is going to be fun. But Justin, I don't know if you you go to NAB or Cinegear or any of those, but we got to meet up at some point. What else do you want to pull out and just? Everything's kind of just like moved to the side just so I can have a clean desk policy. So they say.
The set looks bigger on TV.
Does it?
Yeah.
It's a little cramped. It's all right. I mean, lay down, dog. No, lay down. No. He's like, there's other dogs here. I know it.
There are.
I know there's other dogs here. I just know it. I got to go out there and play. My dog has 3 legs. Yeah, his dog's name is Lucky. He's got 3 legs.
Phil says, see it, sit here.
Hey, Phil Holland. Oh, my God. A living legend. Hey, buddy. Good to see you on here, man. Are you one of those lurkers? That's awesome. Yeah, man. Can't wait to see you again. Hopefully we can sit down and chat. It's always a good time sitting down with you. And the Phil Holland LUTs are on my list. I have this list of things to buy that I have to buy. Yours is second on the list to buy the LUTs. First, I got to buy the V-Lock IO adapter. So if you know anybody that's got a used one, let me know. I need to buy one. Yeah, it's the IO that goes on the back of the Red, and the V-mount batteries go on there. I'm having to rent one because I don't have one, because my DSMC1 to DSMC2 and all that good stuff. Phil says, "Hey man, should be a fun year." Oh yeah, it's gonna be hot, I think, or is it raining? LA's like completely different all over the place. Oh yeah, good times. Let's see what live stream's actually working. Not really dropping any frames. Got the echo going on. Can't win on that.
We'll have to listen to it back and see what.
Yeah. What else is everybody working on? Phil, you got any cool projects you're working on that you could talk about? Phil's usually behind the scenes and all NDA'd, but sometimes he could talk about stuff. I know the interesting thing. Phil Holland had done a shootout between the Monstro and the Airy LF, just to kind of show, and I think it was for someone else, but nevertheless, he did the shootout, and the Monstro absolutely destroyed the Airy as far as low light ability and just a lot of sharpness and detail that came out of it. And then that very week that I saw that came out, I shot with Monstro for the first time, and I was absolutely blown away with Red Monstro. It is insanely good, and that's like number 10 on my list of upgrades to do. But yeah, Monstro, and Phil Holland is the guy who did that. Finishing a project featuring quantum dot particles at the moment. Wow.
That's a small camera. Or a big camera.
Well, wait a minute. Technically, if it's quantum dot particles, you may actually not be finishing it. If the quantum particles have split and have joined in another universe, technically, you could not be finishing it while you're finishing it here. Quantum ruins everything. Is it? Can we talk about spoilers yet? No, we can't talk about spoilers. that was the best meme ever. Hey, I can't figure out how to end this movie. Throw quantum in there. It'll make everything better. That's awesome. Let's see. Weird shoot. I don't know how you would. I don't know how you would shoot that. I guess you probably would just be shooting the equipment that is shooting it.
Well, that big collider in Switzerland, isn't that just a big camera?
Is it?
Yeah, that's what that is. It's to capture those particles.
I thought it was a giant accelerator.
Well, it accelerates it, and then when they smash, they capture what's happening. That's the camera.
I saw an article, I don't know how true it is, that said that whole thing was ruined by a weasel.
A weasel?
A weasel had gotten in and chewed through something and destroyed the whole thing. That's why it's never the super collider, hadron super collider. That's why it never worked. But did y'all see that new cannon that some education laboratory made that is the loudest device ever? The human ear, I guess the threshold of pain is 126 decibels, and for every 10 decibels, it's twice as loud. So 136, which is somewhere around gunshots, is twice as loud to the ears, and so you feel pain. This cannon that they built, and it was like 80 feet long or something, 270 decibels. It is so loud that it instantly boils water with sound waves. That is truly an amazing feat. Now I'm waiting for Bose to make one, and actually, didn't Bose have one? The Bose sound cannon?
Oh, yeah, there was one.
They-
That was a long time ago.
They had it was a 12-inch subwoofer in a tube. It was for live events. That I don't know. Feels that way. Nope. It drops next week. Very abstractual. Nice. Interesting. Chad Watkins. What's up, Scotty? Beam me up. How are you, Chad?
There was a really interesting show on quantum. This is totally getting off.
Holy-
Filmmaking, sorry. I'll be brief. But it was like it was where they split particles, and when they rotate one way, and the other half of the particle rotates the other way. Essentially, but if they were to like adjust it or make some kind of a change to the rotation of one particle, the exact same thing would happen to its other split half.
That's the quantum.
It was like it's a PBS one. It's like Einstein's quantum paradox, something like that. And the way they illustrate it was if they had two playing cards side by side, if they were to take one playing card and flip it over, the other card
would also flip.
over.
That's the quantum entanglement that they call it.
Yeah.
So you have to pair a set of quantum particles, and China has done this. So China launched a satellite that they mated to, I don't know whatever you have to do to quantum particles, and they sent one up in the satellite and one down the ground, and they modified one, and the other one took the modification. So it really is a thing, and I think that's why we're all going to find out we're just in the Matrix. I think it's going to ruin everything. Chad says, so once you're a red shooter, what's the highest compression I can run on 5WS without getting chatter? I don't think I would run over 12:1. I mean, you're at 5K. I mean, the file sizes are pretty respectable. I wouldn't go over 8. I mean, you could go to 12, but I wouldn't go over 8. I honestly shoot almost everything at 5:1 if it's really good. I mean, if it's just for YouTube, I'd shoot 7:1. I'm totally blown away for you for a second. Lost my train of thought. So that would be my guess. Phil, do you have a suggestion? Because quite honestly, Phil Holland wrote the book on red compression. He wrote the book for red. What would you shoot it at? Let me demonstrate here. Just a moment. I'll keep talking. And don't forget, Bill, you have mic on. Yep. Any conversations you have are not private. Where is the book? I'm not going to the restroom for thanks. Call me out. Yeah, get on camera. I was literally looking for the book that Phil Holland wrote. It's around here somewhere. That's not it. That's just the red book. No. Okay. Well, all right. Well, yeah, Phil Holland actually wrote a book on the red camera and knows the compression. And, honestly, what he would say would be gospel. Let's see. And we have here, do have a 512 and 5-1 can do. Phil says shoot mostly at 5-1, no higher than 12-1 when high-speed filming. Yep. Just want to save space. I have on the card when I'm out. Yeah, Chad, I tend to compress based upon its destination. So if it is, I hope she didn't just fall. If it's going to like YouTube where they're going to compress the heck out of it, then you can go higher and it'll be just fine because it's never going to show up anyway. But if it's something that's beautiful or you're gonna finish it in really high res, then yeah, go as low as possible. And I know about saving space. I live in the world of, oh my God, I can't believe I have to buy more hard drives. But it is it's the world we live in the red world. Let's see here. A lot of productions have been shooting 8-1, 10-1 at 8K for a 4K finish too. That's true. With 8K, if I'm not quoting, but paraphrasing Graham and Jared from Red, the higher the resolution on R3D, the greater the efficiency of it. So you can shoot a higher compression, I think, on the 8K than you would do on 5K, and it actually looks just as good. I believe that's right. I don't have 8K. I've got 5K. Although that 8K, all that 8K footage that we shot on Monstro for those Taquina Vista 1s, those were all done at 5-1. And we uploaded it at 8K, and I think it looks fantastic. Tim Doust had not shot with Monstro before. Curtis had not shot with Monstro before. All of us played with the footage and were blown away by what Monstro can do. I want to go back to the LUTs. So if you haven't heard of Film Color, Color, it's Phil Holland's LUTs for the red that are truly amazing. And that's what I was talking about earlier on getting Phil's LUTs. So if you haven't checked them out, check out Film Color. You can see them on PHFX, philhollandfx.com. And then there's a link to it there. And then he has all of those LUTs, and you can actually see the before and after. They're amazing. Just looking at those, I know several people that have used them, and I just love the way that they look. So, yeah, check those out. Let's see here. Chad says they can shoot that high at 8K because when they compress to output, the mass pixels compresses, so it's going to look better than 5K once it's output. Yeah, I saw it, Phil. I love you, buddy. That's why I went speechless. Yeah, they're really cool. Just followed Phil. Yeah, absolutely follow Phil Holland on everything that he does because Phil has got one of those amazing backgrounds that none of us have really. Because he comes from film, and he started the Phil Holland story. I can't wait to watch that on Time Life one day. No, it'll be a long one, but he's got to finish writing it or finish living it. But he started like working in labs and working on film in labs, and then slowly going from there and gaining speed through his career. But he has such a visual experience with all the film that he knows the different film stocks and how they look and how you can process and all that stuff. So he's a really good expert on trying to recreate film stocks and such. So he's a wealth of knowledge and a super nice guy. He also looks like Giovanni. What's the? Oh my gosh, I told you that one once, Phil. Who was the?
An actor.
Yeah, on Avatar, he was the. No.
That's what we need.
Yeah, he was the boss at Avatar.
Oh,
Sorry. I need to switch over to the main camera. Oh, we are frozen. Well, we can fix that. We just do this. We cam link. We go here, and then we go here. Oh, come on back. There we go. I don't know why it does that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I always forget about my shots. I rarely switch. That. Let's see here. Let's see. Gerald says, soliciting opinions. Now that I have joined the Sony dark side, I'm tempted to pick up a used A6500 for video. Guy locally selling for 800. Thoughts? I like the A6500. I would use the A7 for video over the A6500. I'm interested in why you would choose that for that. Chad says, I come from a notebook and ideas. I agree with that.
I'll get it for you. You got a nice notebook. I gotta find me one of these.
Yeah. There's my notebook. It's a prop, but it's not. It's. I found that writing my ideas with a fountain pen and in a nice little idea book makes all the difference in the world. But yeah, notebooks. I enjoy that.
You got a little desk paper. You got a Moleskine, another little journal, and some other.
Oh yeah.
tablet
Oh,
papers.
yeah. This is it. I write and everything. Yep.
There you go.
Is it Moleskine? I always thought it was Moleskin.
Everybody says Moleskine. I say Moleskine.
Let's see. Get it in resale. Ha! Yeah, that's a good idea. Ribsy, I remember. Oh man, Ribsy. Oh man, I don't remember what Ribsy is, but I know it is an acronym.
Ribsy, 90% of
Ribsy. The moment. Wow. Hello there. Screens in 2K or HD. I don't think that's true anymore. I mean, even my pathetic, really pathetic movie theater in Taylor, Texas has a 4K projector. I mean, they have, I think, upwards of over 30 people attend a movie every time one plays. Sony's look too robotish. That I was thinking that Ribsy. Yeah, I get it now. There was like a phrase called Ribsy. It was like read in and something back. I don't know. That's what I was going for. I was like, Rex, stop. Look too robotish to me in film, but I love the pictures they take. So, Chad, I agree with that right up until the new image sensor from, I guess, the A7 III, the A7R3, and then maybe what's going to be coming out here very shortly. They've changed a little bit. The color science is a little smoother. And I was just working with a bunch of A7 III footage, and I found it to be very nice. A lot different than shooting with like the A7R2, which I did not like. It looked very video-ish to me. Gerald says retract. Okay. For 400, you can get a used GH4 and punch it in 90 frames. You don't shoot the, yeah. GH4 was so noisy. I was not a huge fan of that. I mean, he already has the Panasonic GH5S. So he doesn't he wouldn't need a GH4. I don't know, man. I don't know that I would choose an A6500 for video, because that is the older sensor. Giovanni Ribisi. Yeah, Ribisi. There we go. Eye of the moment. Got it. Okay, not 120 frames. I know the A7 III does that. The weight is bigger deal to me. The A6500 is almost the same weight as an A7 III. They're just a little bit shorter of a camera, but they are interchangeable lens. So I would be I don't know. I would go look at some video footage out there of it, and see what you think. A7 III, that is. Let's see here. Well, the GH5S is business only. 6500 is for me for whatever. Is the A7 III business only? Tell me that, because I would be using the A7 III for video if it's not business only. Oh, GH5, I stand corrected. Why even buy a Sony? Yeah, but the lens weight. What are you doing with Mr. Bill? Bill?
Yeah, it's Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill and Bill. That's
Erase the power of comedic play.
Yeah, right. Oh, no. Yeah, Chad, apparently he can't use the GH5S because it is business only and he wants to do it for personal. But the lens weight. Yeah, Gerald, I'm not a huge fan of the Sony lenses for that one reason. They are heavy. If you're going to do just for video, I would look at the RX100 Mark 5 or 6. The Mark 5 is better in low light. The Mark 6 has a longer telephoto, but has a higher f-stop in the camera. So the Mark 5 is the one that I had that didn't make it because of the ocean. Pacific, you ruined me.
I remember that one.
Yeah, the 6 is the newer one, but you can get a 5 for $800 easy. I would look at that, and it's super compact. I don't have one. No, it's on the shelf. It's dead. The yeah, I was really impressed. The negative of the 5 and the 6 is you can only shoot 4K for 5 minutes at a time. And you can only shoot 4K up to 13 minutes before it overheats on you. And if you put it on a rock, the ocean will swallow it. Let's see here. Autofocus. I'm all about those stops. Yeah. I think the RX100 Mark V has a f2, and then the Mark 6 is a 2.8. I like low light. But I would definitely consider those over the other because it's far more compact. The RX100, you could actually do the super slow-mo, where you can shoot up to 960 frames a second at a very low resolution, but you can do it. Yeah, you might consider that as well. Did you have a nice conversation with your wife over there?
I was just wondering which bedroom that's the Scott B&B that we're
the big one. Wesley says, good job on the action camera review. I keep hearing good things about that Hero 7, but I thought the footage from it looked like garbage. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the 7. It was very muddy. And I've had the 7 for a while since it came out. And I've not been that impressed with it. The 5 to me looks exactly, this is 7. The 5 to me looks exactly like the 4 Black in almost every respect. The only difference is the 5 has the touchscreen built on and has the built-in water enclosure. But the Black has that adapter on the back that I could run the external battery packs on, which I run a lot of. The Session was garbage to me. The 7, I don't know. I just don't like it. Oh, that was the other thing. Someone asked me earlier about the action. The other thing that I didn't like about that was that it is a fisheye lens, but when you turn on that rock steady, it crops it in. Well, I want to crop in without rock steady because I don't need rock steady for everything. If I'm gonna put it on a tripod and do a time lapse, I don't want it, but I do want that crop. Let's see here. What lighting kit would you suggest for under 2K? Honestly, wow. I would build a simple kit. I would start with the Aperture 120D Mark II. I don't have a Mark II. I have the 300D. I don't have the new 300D Mark II either. You could get the 300D, but you're going to eat into your cost. The 300D is going to be like $1,100, whereas the 120D Mark II is like $750 or $800. Really, really bright light. Lots of great attachments for it. I would buy that. I would pick up a couple of quasars, just the simple quasars. These are the little Q5s. These suckers are super, super, super bright. They're battery powered. They'll run off USB. I mean, they're super bright, but they're great. You put them off on the side and you get a nice little fill light. And they are dimmable. You can just dim them down. They're bicolored. They're bicolored if you hold down the button. There we go. And so, yeah, these are really nice. You can get just the little tubes are really cheap. I wouldn't object to having 3 Aperture 120D Mark IIs. I'd be pretty pleased with that because there's so much power in those that you could gel them without killing it. But honestly, if you bought 2 of those and maybe a quasar for the back, or really kind of any kind of for the head, that would get you everything. I shoot all my background stuff is all shot with a 300D and a quasar on the side, and then